Barboza, and I was in Australia, so I didn't get to see it. But I have listened to all about it and heard the recaps, and I saw the video online of him almost getting his head taken off with the wheel kick, and then
the little dance
about all over the place.
Yeah, look, dude, it was. I only watched the main event. I was working Saturday night, so I couldn't hang out and watch the fights. In Atlantic, it was funny as I was in Atlantic City the entire week before leading up to it, and then I was gonna maybe stick around. Ended up not being able to. Did watch.
Oh, really? So I didn't let you down when I didn't get you the tickets.
You did not let me down. Don't. It wasn't
Perfect.
a big deal. Yeah. I was gonna just let Harrington and Shannon down. They really wanted to go.
Well, I do apologize. I did send a message for tickets, and I never got a response. So,
what was this?
I don't know what to tell you. And being on the other side of the world, quite literally the other side of the world, on a complete different time zone, whilst also having my own obligations and commitments, I still reached out, but I didn't get a response. So my apologies for that.
Shannon, throw on the Shannon cam for a second. Show your sad face. Look how sad she is, Mike.
Oh, man.
Look, you know how many guys just masturbated to that shot?
Oh, Lewis, please.
They did.
Come on. Come on.
So look, here's the deal. The fight itself was pretty damn entertaining. It was one-sided by Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee am I crazy? He sort of came out of nowhere. Like I didn't. He was a guy that just the biggest thing was that situation with Michael Chiesa like 2 summers ago where he had that that scrap on stage, and that was sort of the first time I even noticed Kevin Lee, and now he's the guy that everyone's talking about, and it's a combination of a few things, dude. Obviously he's a hell of a fighter, but I think it's also the fact that he's super flashy off stage. He's kind of making those moments every time the camera's in his face, and he really did. He just smothered Barboza the whole time. Barboza really just had nothing with the exception of that one kick.
Was it fun though? Was it fun? Because often when somebody just takes someone down and smothers them, it's a pain in the ass to watch.
It was.
Was it an entertaining smothering?
Yes, because it wasn't just smothering. It was like brutal, vicious, mean, angry ground and pound. And it was like,
nice.
When you watch him, that's some scary shit. Like at any moment, it doesn't feel like it's even, it used to lay and pray doesn't even really exist that much anymore. You don't see it happening as much anymore. But he was just constantly moving, constantly punishing him, constantly, doing damage. And they ended up stopping the fight in the 5th round based off of a cut. And rightfully so. I mean, Barboza looked like he was completely out of it. Kevin Lee is a motherfucker, dude, and not for nothing, he has way better striking than Khabib. So if the wrestling could cancel each other out, I think that he's got a massive advantage in the striking area.
Yeah, well, I was listening to him this morning. I went for a run this morning prior to this weird headachy sickness kicking in. I went for a long run, and I was listening to Kevin Lee on the Joe Rogan podcast this morning, and he says that he has Khabib's number, says that he has it all day, said he sees holes in his game. He thinks that the wrestling does cancel each other out, and on the feet, I guess you gotta favor Kevin Lee in that fight. Just thinking about what you said a second ago, you said lay and pray doesn't really exist anymore, and I agree, it doesn't. Back in the day, wrestlers would take somebody down, lie in their guard, and just body, head, or elbows or whatever, keep them there. Tito Ortiz, he was, obviously a fan favorite for that one. But these days, everybody knows how to get back to the feet, or they should. I mean, of course, with jiu-jitsu, there's many ways of sweeping somebody. There's endless ways and techniques for sweeping an opponent and getting on top. And if you can't sweep them, there's many set routines. I mean, I could think 5, 10 right now, set routines for how to get back to your feet. They're really, if you drill them, are almost impossible to stop, and if you're man enough to go for it. I mean, when I was coaching the Ultimate Fighter, I used to scream, get up, just because sometimes there'll be a break in the action where a guy's on top and then he'll go back to his feet and the guy lies there on his back. You've seen it, right? The guy's standing up and one guy's on his back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I would scream, get up.
Where he's trying to call him into his guard almost.
Yeah, all that type of shit. It's like, dude, just stand up. Now, when you stand up, you might get a cheeky little glancing blow or a little touch, whatever. But guess what? If they get on top of you, they're going to elbow you to death anyway. So just get the fuck up. Quit being a bitch and get up. You're in a fight. You might take a little grazing shot as you try and get back to your feet. So that kind of lay and pray doesn't really exist anymore. So, but yeah, well done, Kevin Lee. Never saw the fight. Charismatic guy. He's good. I mean, he was talking about his fight with Tony Ferguson this morning. Obviously, Tony's going to be out for a while. Who fought last week? Oh, no, it was Khabib, right? Khabib beat Ally Quinta. Conor's got to be next in line, but yeah, Kevin Lee's got to be there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, he's obviously, one or two big wins away from being right there. And if he keeps on having performances like that, it's easy to see, what's going to happen down the line. I thought it was kind of interesting to kind of look at the style and I go, maybe he could beat Khabib. I think also, not for nothing, people are being really hard on Khabib for that performance. We got to remember, there was 4 opponent switches on him. 4 opponent switches on him. The mental pressure of like being in this big fight. I know he made some statements being like, I'll fucking fight a polar bear or whatever right now. But the reality is there has to be a little bit of him questioning like, fuck, dude, this is the biggest fight of my life. And I'm sort of getting fucked because they keep on changing things on me. Conor's showing up. He's throwing dollies through windows. It's just pure chaos. And he has to go out there and perform at the highest level. And then he dominates. And then afterwards, people are still going like, you know what? He wasn't that good. I see Kevin Lee and I see Tony Ferguson. They could probably take him.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, Khabib believes he's the best in the world. When you truly believe that you're the best in the world, regardless of anyone else's style, then it doesn't really matter. And that's what I do respect about Khabib. He will take on all comers, as he clearly proved that weekend. So, I mean, whether it's Conor, who else is in the running? Conor, obviously, that's the fight that's going to happen. That is the fight that has to happen, Conor versus Khabib. We don't know when Conor's going to be back now. I heard he was coming back sooner rather than later, but then obviously all that stuff happened. So there's probably going to be a delay there. Khabib's going to need to fight someone. Tony Ferguson's out for a while. And so I guess maybe Kevin Lee could slide in there. I mean, he's certainly marketable. He just beat Barboza. Prior to the fight happening at the weekend, I don't know. I reckon I had Barboza winning that fight. I'm not sure. Did we do a pick last week? I'm pretty sure I said Barboza. So, he did well there. He surprised me. And,
it'd be a good fight. I think Kevin Lee versus Poirier. Have they fought yet? No, right? I think that's the fight. Oh,
that's right. That's the fight I was thinking of. Poirier just had a good win as well over Gagey. It's crazy. It's like the lightweight division these days really is on fire. It's for sure the most stacked and the most, most high-profile matchups. Of course, Conor's in there, so that always gives it a bump. But Khabib's huge. Look, a lot of good talent in the lightweight division. What was the co-main event on Saturday?
I didn't even watch it. What was it? Let me go look. I'll go look at the results.
This is good. This is a great recap. None of us even watched it. We don't even know who did it. We didn't even do the research to figure it out prior to going on air. So that's good. Sorry, guys. Sorry to all you believers out there. Hey, talking of believers and people that listen to this podcast, we got a good following out in Australia, Lewis. The amount of people that came up to me and said, well, they proclaimed to be a believer and a listener to the podcast was very, very surprising. So everyone down there in Australia, thank you so much to everyone that did. And in fact, I was given, I think it's behind me. It is behind me. I was given a boomerang by somebody, and the person that gave me the boomerang was the person that gave Fabrizio Verdum a boomerang, and it was that said boomerang that he threw at Colby Covington.
Nice. All right, there we go.
There you go. Random fact.
Now you have to use that boomerang against one of your arch nemesis, and there you go.
MSI. Yeah. I like that. Good grammar there, Lewis. I'm surprised.
Fucking whip it at Vitor's head, and there you go. You got a whole thing. It was Frankie Edgar. I would
not need a boomerang.
Frankie Edgar versus Cub Swanson. Frankie got the decision.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Which is nice. I mean, of course, Frankie Edgar. Come on. I mean, everyone loves Frankie Edgar, so it's nice to see him win. I'm also a business partner with Cub Swanson at UFC Gym Costa Mesa, so obviously my heart is with their Cub. Cub's a great guy as well. Both fantastic guys, but well done to Frankie. He's a true veteran, as is Cub. It's one of those fights where you truly say, may the best man win on the night, and of course Frankie got it done, so fair play. Well done.
What?